Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Design Dialogues podcast. And this week it is a Solo with Beth episode. So, this is an episode that I have been thinking about putting together and putting out into the air for a little while. But I have held off doing it because I would say it's something that I don't feel comfortable or naturally comfortable talking about. Gosh, that makes it sound like I'm going to have a big, deep and meaningful with you all, but it's really not that painful. Today I'm going to tell you about some changes that I've made to my business recently. And I suppose the reason why I feel uncomfortable talking to you all about it is because it feels a little bit salesy. And I am not very good at the sales part of a business. I recently said to a couple of people, my sales technique is more of a whisper than a shout. So today I am trying to whisper a little bit more loudly for you all. So I wanted to tell you about a couple of changes that I've made to my business recently, and you guys might be aware of it or not. Depends how closely you've been listening to my whispering around different services that we are offering. And to give you some background to this, when I started the business, More Time to Design, it all really started from the software platform. And the reason why the software platform came about was because I knew there was a better way to run studios. And I was being approached by designers that I'd worked with in other studios who had gone out on their own, and they were amazing designers, but they did not have the skills to run a business. And they would come to me because they knew of my business experience and because I had been, their general manager or studio, on the business side of the studio. And so they would come to me with these questions. And that was one of the starting points for the software. And it really also was one of the reasons why I started the podcast, is because I love hearing from other people and learning from other people's stories. And I knew that there would be, this information would be helpful to these designers that were starting their own businesses. What has come about from the podcast, which is a really lovely thing, and I feel very humble that this is happening, is the number of designers that are coming to me to ask me questions about how to run a business has grown. The podcast has magnified that. And I have had many people reach out to me and ask questions from things they've heard me say on the podcast or on Instagram, and wanting my advice around things to do with their business. And it's something that for a long time I was like, this is great kind of thing. Like I love sharing this knowledge. I am an open book, and I am so glad that I'm able to offer some help to people. From that, I had several people come to me and be like, do you offer a mentoring service, or how can we work together? And that is how I have now come to put together the health check, one-on-one mentoring, and the courses that I'm offering. The courses and the mentoring and the health check are something that I did not go into lightly. And I think this is one of the other reasons why I have, I suppose, hesitated about talking about this on the podcast, because it's I suppose, slightly controversial. There are a lot of people out there at the moment who are offering business and coaching, mentoring in the interior design space. And one of my big hesitations was that there are enough people. There is, the market is crowded. What do I have to offer? What does my voice have to offer that is different from what is already out there? And one of the things that has become more and more apparent to me is that what what I have to offer is my years and years and years of experience, and not just experience in running my own studio, but experience in running um, other studios, like large studios. And my experience is not in one particular area of interior design. I have experience in several areas, working across, large scale projects, working across hospitality projects, and, working on smaller residential projects. Entering into the mentoring space is also a decision that I haven't taken lightly, because our businesses they are, for all of us, they are a massive part of our lives. They provide an income for us and our family. They give us the flexibility and the freedom that we want for our lives. They allow us to do so, so much, especially when they are running well. And to be asked to help someone build that business and grow it and take it to the next level is such a privilege. And it's something that I really didn't take lightly. And I wanted to feel comfortable with that in myself before I started, mentoring and coaching other designers in this. So that's a little bit about the decision or the process that I've gone through to make this decision to now offer these services. And I wanted to share that with you so that I just didn't want it to appear like I was all of a sudden just another voice in the very crowded landscape of interior design mentors. So what is the services that I am now offering? So as I mentioned, there are 3 kind of areas that you can work with me. So there's the health check. The health check is 8 weeks where we work together. We look at kind of a few key areas in your business, and I put together a strategic action plan for you, which allows you to really finesse some of the issues that you have in your studio. It's a very much a process where we go through and there are tasks for you to do. We try and make sure that there are clear action items from each lesson or from each call. I provide you with templates and scripts and other tools that I think are going to help you achieve that action item after each session. Through those 8 weeks, we have a constant WhatsApp chat between the 2 of us, so you can ask questions and clarify things quickly if you need to. The one-on-one mentoring is the kind of long-term version of the health check. That is either a 3, 6, or 12-month commitment. And it really is a chance for me to give you one-on-one strategic advice for your business. It's not a one-off. I get to know your business intimately and understand what your goals are, what success looks like for you, so that the advice I'm giving you is tailored to exactly what you are wanting to achieve. There is also another version of the mentoring, which is a kind of a small group mentoring. And this is where you might have 2 or 3 design besties that you would like to do mentoring together with. And so we can set up your own little group where we meet once a month, and it's kind of mentoring tailored to the 2 or 3 of you together. And then, of course, there are the courses, and there are more courses coming. There's a couple of longer courses coming, as well as some kind of short little snippets of simple tools that you can add into your studio workflow that is going to help you. The courses, once again, came about through a couple of discussions with people highlighting that there was a need for this information that was really easy to consume and easy to action into your studio. And so many people just clearly wanted like a step-by-step guide around what to do when. And so that's how the courses came about. It was really through kind of some user feedback and some requests for them. So that is my attempt at whispering slightly louder about what the changes in my business are. We, of course, still have the software tool, and the podcast is going strong. So I hope you have enjoyed getting to hear a little bit about the behind the scenes of my business and the new offerings that we have. And if you have any questions about any of these, please do reach out and send me a DM or an email. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And yeah, I hope to maybe see some of you in the health check or the mentoring or picking up a course. Okay, I'll see you guys next week for our next design dialogue.